Lots been going on over here at the Legasea Aquarium. We now have doors, but they're locked, so I can't get in. Let's go find the key. Let's hope the key is in here. I think that this is the key to open the door. So let's go ahead, open it up. I see some people inside, so somehow they got in. So I'm hoping this key works. And it works. So think about that, guys. This key right here is the key to the Legasea Aquarium. The first time that I've ever seen the key to open up the door to the Legasea Aquarium. I mean, for decades to come, this key and other keys just like it will be opening up this door to hopefully hundreds of thousands or millions of people over the next decade. So what do you say we head on in and see what's going on in the Legasea Aquarium?
Hey guys.
Oh, what are you doing in here? How'd you get in? I have the key.
That door's been open this whole time.
And now the wall is completely down. Again, it's a disaster. I'm going to show you what's going on here in a minute and how quickly things are going to change. But Lori hasn't seen it. Noah just saw it for the first time. We'll probably get Jay over. So let me go ahead and call Lori over, get her over here and have her see what it looks like. And Lori and Jay are here. I want them to see with the wall down. Now they get to see what really is going on here. Guys, come on in and see. Lori's been saying she needs that wall down to visualize like the gift shop area and everything else. So what do you think?
Definitely is bigger.
It's definitely bigger without the wall
Yeah.
cutting things up.
Dang, that's crazy. This makes it already feel so much
Yes.
bigger.
I know, and it's cool if you guys come back here. Again, Lori, to give you an idea, I mean, the counter for the gift shop is probably going to have to be like right here. I figure it'll go from all the way over here where people are walking in, to all the way over there where people are walking out. You know, the check-in / check-out type of thing. Does that make sense?
I'll take 2 salt plushies, please. Thank you.
But what do you think about the view from this side? Walk all the way back and
I
see.
could tell, so when I pulled in, I could see the light through the window, so I knew the wall was down. I didn't come over here, but the fact that I could see these working lights made me think the same thing, like, oh, now you can see it.
It's super cool, right? You know,
We're
I mean,
really doing though.
I mean,
yeah,
think about
we are. There's no backing out now.
Think about standing behind the counter, you know, people coming in, and this is the view, you know, that you see. And you see the Reptarium still in the background, which obviously will still be here. It just won't be open to the public, just for private events. This will be all kind of walled off, other than walking around the corner, coming out into the gift shop and being able to see. Really, the only place you'll be able to see the windows is in the reptile area, right? You know, you could be all the way back here and still see all of that. You know, obviously, there's going to be a wall right here. But, you know, other than that, you can see all the way through, right? I mean, I know it seems like, you know, the inside doesn't seem, it's just cement and poles and stuff. That's going to change really quick.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it's steps. This is a huge step. Here we go. We're gonna have tanks everywhere.
Yeah, it's coming together. So I wanted to give you the quick walkthrough. I realized you have to do a little visualization. You guys know that when I was doing Reptarium 1.0 and 2.0, there was a lot of that going on when I said, hey, it's gonna look like this, and you guys are probably like, I don't even understand what you're saying. But regardless, this is where you're gonna walk in the door, and right about here is gonna be the counter where you go and check in. After that, you walk this way around this beam. It's gonna be a turtle pond with a bunch of sliders and a bunch of things like that. A nice turtle waterfall. Right in this corner over here is gonna be a big exhibit with Bowser, the alligator snapping turtle.
Did you hear that, Bowser? You're getting a new home.
Oh my gosh! Look at that apple. You could just imagine if that was your hand. Guy's only in his mid-40s, can live up to 200 years. Pretty intense. I tell you what, incredible animals right there. Bowser, you are absolutely adorable. It's gonna be larger than the one here. It's gonna tuck right in this corner right here. And then the reptile enclosures start here. And then when you walk this way, out here will be Ivy, the green anaconda. That's right, my girl Ivy, the anaconda, is gonna be moving over there. Now, Ariana actually stays here. But you can see that Ivy's getting pretty big. And although there's a lot of water here, we want to make it a little bit bigger. So we're about doubling the gallons of water that the new enclosure has, so she can grow and actually do amazing. Not to mention there'll be a little bit more land space too, because even though she's over 100 pounds right now, about 130 pounds, she can one day get 300 pounds. So we wanted to give her enough area to grow to where she can stay in the new enclosure her entire life. She's getting an enclosure that's very similar to what she has now, but a little bit larger so she can grow a little bit bigger. Then more reptile cages start going this way. Now you're going to be able to, right about here, walk through over into the freshwater area if you don't want to see the reptiles, but we're going to encourage people to walk through. Right down the middle, there's going to be all kind of cages over here, cages over here. Actually, right about here, there's going to be another enclosure that looks a lot like Ivy's enclosure across the street, just like the other one. That's going to be Elvis's enclosure. And of course, like I had mentioned, Elvis is going to get a beautiful enclosure with a big water feature. You know, he's a water monitor, so he loves to swim. And although we let him walk around a lot, and he's sometimes getting the turtle pond and stuff like that, have an enclosure where he's actually able to swim all the time is going to be so enriching to him. It's going to be really amazing. He is one of my favorite animals I've ever owned in my entire life, so he deserves the best. Now he's gonna have a few hundred gallons of water to swim in, branches, trees, everything like that. Again, we're gonna have tons of different reptiles on this wall, back to back, where you can see through, just like we do at the Reptarium, where you can see, you know, glass on this side, glass on this side. Right about here, 20-foot long, 8-foot wide, ginormous enclosure for salt and pepper. That's right.
Oh, I didn't like that.
And of course, Salt and Pepper are gonna get a big new enclosure next door too. They're gonna get a 20-foot by 8-foot long enclosure. I'm so excited for this. You guys are gonna love it.
They can get 6-7 foot in there and still have plenty of room to play. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And again, the reptiles just keep on going to here. The arachnid wall is gonna be over here, and I'm kind of excited. I've been working with Lights Camera Ants, and they're gonna be helping us out with doing an ant farm over here too, which I think is gonna be really incredible. And then against this back wall that's gonna go right over here will actually be the capybara as well as tortoise pen right over here. This whole area here that comes out here is going to just be for Matilda and the capybara. And of course, like I mentioned, Hobby is going to get a big enclosure that has 2 big water features. One's going to be deep enough for it to swim in, and the other one is just going to be able to go in there and kind of shell out. Now the downside is cappies go to the bathroom only in the water, so we have to change this water constantly. So it's going to be a little bit of a work in progress to have them in an enclosure like that, because we're going to have to be changing the water and keeping it clean all the time. Oh, Hobby, I love you so much. You're such a good boy. I love this animal. I mean, it's incredible, and I cannot wait to have people be able to see it every single day at the Legasea Aquarium. When you get over into this side, there's going to be a wall here, obviously reptiles right here. Right where I'm standing right here is going to be the new baby sloth, and she is doing so good here. I cannot wait to get her into her new enclosure. Obviously, she has a temporary enclosure here that she's going to live for the next couple months. But she'll eventually get a home just like Drogo, the exact same size as Drogo, with trees and gratings and all kinds of different enrichment in there. She is going to absolutely love it, and people are going to absolutely go crazy getting an opportunity to interact with something so adorable. It's going to be amazing. Going to have the same size enclosure as that we have across the street, and then you're going to actually have 4 other mammal cages. I'll tell you more about that as they go. Big cages, even like Brillo, is going to have a big room like the size of Drogo's room. Right down over here on this side, we're going to have a really cool zigzag tank that I showed you before, and then tanks on this wall, all freshwater in this area, all the way going down all the way to the end. At the very end, on the back side of the counter, we're going to have an almost 20,000 gallon predator fish tank. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We have a giant tank going over here that's going to be other big fish as well. Like I said, it's freshwater. It's going to be so cool. There's going to be the next walkway. We're calling it the dark room. And basically what it is, you walk in there, it's going to be pitch black, but there's going to be 3 cylinder tanks, floor to ceiling, that will have glowfish in it. That's right. 3 tanks of just glowfish. 1 tank might be orange, 1 might be green, 1 might be red, and there's just going to be hundreds of glowfish in there. You have to walk through that tank. Then you get into the saltwater area, which is going to be amazing. We're going to have all kinds of tanks all over here, giant enclosures and stuff like that. And then there's going to be a bridge tank right here, which basically is like a cylinder and a cylinder and a cylinder above, so you can walk through it. Over on the other side, we're going to have a giant 8-foot by 7-foot tall jelly tank. And then at the end over there, we're actually going to have the stingray tank. Again, that's going to be another 25,000 gallon tank. That's going to have cow nose stingrays that you can actually feed, swim with. You can do stuff like that. We have our reef tank and all kinds of stuff. These tanks are going to go in right against here, and then there's going to be, again, all kinds of exhibits that are crazy. We have a big 12-foot bow front tank. We're going to have our reef tanks here, which are 20-foot long reef tanks. Absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, right here, we're going to have a lionfish tank that's going to be amazing. It's going to be 15-foot long by 5-foot tall, just for lionfish. We're going to have seahorse tanks that are round. There's going to be a little back of the house area here for filtration, so this wall will be kind of lined with a bunch of really cool tanks. And then when you walk over here, right into this area right over here, we're talking about a 35,000 gallon shark tank, a cylinder shark tank. It's like 27-foot diameter, 6-foot tall. It's going to be absolutely incredible for black tips, bonnet head, different types of sharks right here. The thing I think is going to be really cool is that this area right over here is going to be the life support for the shark tank. So we basically trench it underneath and it goes over here, but you're going to have a viewing window so you can see into the filtration room. So you can actually see behind the scenes. And then of course you walk out here, this is the walkway, gift shop area. But before you get in the gift shop area, we've got little things to do like hurricane machines. If you've ever seen that, you go in there and it blows at 60 miles an hour. We're going to have a claw machine over here. There's going to be a big tower that is like a water tower that comes down. And then there's going to be a mining kind of shaft right here where you can actually mine for minerals that we'll sell over here. Then we got gift shop all along here, all the the way back to the counter, and then you walk out. So that is the layout for the Legasea Aquarium. I know it's hard to actually visualize it, but trust me, it's gonna happen. Like I said, although right now it looks like a disaster in here, lots going on. In the next 2 weeks, we actually start building the predator tank, and a bunch of the other tanks get built, and then a bunch of tanks start coming in. In about 6 weeks, the shark tank comes in. Things are gonna start happening. So within a couple weeks, we're gonna see progress with caging. Again, you know, Universal Rock is sending an entire truckload in about 2 weeks. So things are gonna start looking really different in here really short. So every day I stand here and I look at the building and I see it coming together. And in my head, it's already done. I'm standing there waiting for the first people to come through the door to actually experience the Legasea Aquarium. So it won't be long before that actually happens. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, I love you. He's such a good boy.